There was time for more pleasant pastimes in December, when the Middle Eastern Rally Championship visited Dubai for the final round of their series. Sponsored by the Jebel Ali Free Zone, a strong contingent of Europeans entered the event, arriving at the Jebel Ali port, the largest man-made harbour in the world. The Middle Eastern title had already been decided in favour of the local driver Mohammed bin Sulayem, partnered by Ireland's Ronan Morgan in a Toyota Celica GT4. But there was plenty of competition on this dusty two-day 23-stage event. Seeded number 2, Oman's Tony Giorgio, already confirmed as the Group N champion, and he had a Group A Mitsubishi Galant at his disposal. At number 3, the works version of the Galant, with UAE champion Sheikh Suhail bin Khalifa and Mubarak El Hajri in the co-driver's seat. The Toyota of bin Sulayem took an early lead on the fast open stages, with Khalifa's Galant in second place. Two of the German visitors were the BMW of Bavarian champion Hans Kress, partnered by Thomas Zorn, and the Sierra of Jürgen Riethmüller, and he'd taken third place on the 1990 Himalayan Rally, so he was used to the trying conditions of rocks and dust, if not the altitude. Mohammed bin Sulayem on the opening dusty stages where four-wheel drive is essential for success. Following through, Khalifa in the Galant VR4. But blazing their own trail, John Martin and Samantha Mayen, a British duo in a Subaru Turbo. Many of the local drivers favour rally raid and off-road vehicles for their rallying rather than thoroughbred cars. And moving up through the order, Hamal El Majri's Nissan Patrol. At service on day 1, the Toyota of bin Sulayem and Morgan led the Galant of Khalifa and El Hajri by under half a minute, with Michael Seller's Range Rover and Mohammed El Majri's Nissan Patrol tied for third place. Away from the Dubai city centre, the washaways and the dust present the major problems in Middle Eastern rallying, as Lebanon's Michael Seller charges through. His rival in the big four-wheel drive competition, El Majri's Nissan, disposes of Jürgen Riethmüller's Sierra as the Dubai International reaches the end of day 1. The Toyota of Mohammed bin Sulayem still leading the Mitsubishi Galant of Khalifa. Early on day 2 of the rally, there was major drama for the overnight leader when the Toyota broke a drive shaft on the exit of a corner. 35 seconds was lost on the 12th stage and a further 12 minutes in road penalties, whilst the rear strut, brake disc and caliper were replaced. Khalifa took over the lead in the Galant and bin Sulayem dropped to second place. Tony Giorgio and the other Galant had slipped down the order by now, and he eventually finished in 11th place. The leader, Khalifa, going through, and following him spectacular progress from the V8 powered Land Rover of Sam Mahmood and Ranzi Saba. Moving into third place on the second day of the Dubai International, the Nissan Patrol of Qatar's Nasser Salah Al Attiyah and Abdullah Al Mari. Holding a place in the top 5, fellow countrymen Mubarak El Hajri and Hamad Al Mari in their Range Rover. And staying in contention in the race behind the thoroughbred rally cars, Ahmad El Majri and Robert Araj in their Nissan. During the next few stages, there were some major retirements that set the pattern of the rally. The The second place Toyota suffered a turbocharger failure, so Bin Sulayem and Morgan were out. Taking over second place was the red and blue Nissan of Al Attiyah, with Al Majri's Nissan number 17 in third place. British driver Robert Nicholson's Range Rover was the most spectacular vehicle on the event. But the most unroadworthy was certainly the Oakley brothers Subaru, destined to limp home in 14th place. Tough going for the German team of Siegfried Steuer and Gerhard Rieck's Toyota Corona. Low ground clearance and two-wheel drive making it a real battle for the small Japanese car. With the Mitsubishi Galant of Khalifa clear by over 5 minutes in the lead, the race for second place was close, until Al Attiyah rolled his Nissan Patrol with only 3 stages to go. This promoted Al Masri to second place, Al Hajri's Range Rover to third, and Mahmoud's number 16 Land Rover into fourth place. Robert Nicholson's Range Rover was in sixth place, behind the Al Salfiri brothers, 2 Q80 Exiles in their Range Rover. A break before the final stages on the Dubai International, and work on Hans Kress's BMW, eventually to finish a creditable 9th place, and the second place Nissan of Majri. The event had been typically hard on the cars and long, with 372 kilometres of competitive stages. And onto the final stages of the day, jumping to a win in the Dubai Rally and third place in the championship behind Bin Sulayem and Tony Giorgio was Sunil Ben Khalifa. A strong second, after capitalising on mistakes made in front of him, was the Nissan of Al Majri. First Range Rover home was Al Hajri Al Mari from Qatar, ahead of the Land Rover of Mahmoud in fourth place. In 5th and 6th places, the Al Salfiri brothers from Qatar and Britain's Robert Nicholson. As the presentation took place to Khalifa, who is the cousin of the ruler of Dubai, the Middle Eastern Championship was taken by Bin Sulayem from Giorgio and in third place Khalifa. This year the Middle Eastern Championship has been unsurprisingly cancelled, but we hope that in 1992 we'll see a resumption of the series.